How's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining me today. So we're going to play with the press a little bit today. I did show some of my press videos, nice short sweet, showed kind of what the different dies did. So it did punch some holes and some steel for my hammer blanks. And then I tried to use my big drift to drift these holes, which would be fine, except for it takes forever to go from the small hole, the punch for the press, to go to the right size that I want for this, for my hammer handles. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and take the press and we're going to play around with some 1-inch stock. I think this was 6 inches long. I cut this for doing a drift, different style drift. It's just going to be a round one, but I think I want to make a short drift that I can put underneath the press to make the eyes the right shape, then use my big drift to hold on to and adjust the cheeks of my hammers to fit and take more grip on the actual hammer handle itself when I install it. So essentially I need to make this into this section of my drift so I can hold this and let the press push it through my hammer drift or hammer eye to make it roughly the right shape, so I can put this in my hammer handle and then use the press to adjust it. So we're going to go ahead, get this hot, and go ahead and get the press running, and I'll bring you guys back when we're actually making a project for once on this channel, because it seems like this channel is never about making projects anymore. It's usually me updating you, and that's about it. So let's actually do some stuff. Sadly, guys, I forgot to have my mic on. But essentially I'm using the hammer handle that I have picked out as a reference on my drift that I made. And whenever you go to make a drift, it's always nice to have a hammer handle to reference so you know exactly what shape the eye needs to be. Now if you're going to make your hammer handles completely from scratch, then it doesn't matter so much. You can decide yourself what shape and what size you want your eye to be. I essentially used it to make a reference on the drift, use the drift to make a reference on the press, turn the press on to adjust the thickness that I wanted, and then that way when I come back to the machine with the hot metal, I have a general idea of how far I was hoping to squish. I have not gotten a lot of practice with the press, so this was more or less a project for me to play with the press a little bit and learn a little bit more on something basic, something that I can fix with a hand hammer when necessary. But as you can tell, I'm not the greatest at it at this point, but it is pretty lumpy. Sorry about that, guys. The first heat and my explanation was kind of cut off there, so hopefully I can fix it in editing a little bit. But definitely ended up a little bit lumpy. Let's go ahead and see if we can go to the thin end. Really lumpy. No, I'm not very good with the press yet, so you can see it's really lumpy. So I'm going to go ahead and try to round it off a little bit. I'm going to start right at the tip, hold it at a little bit of an angle. High spots first. See, I'm much better with this than I am with the press, but it'll come with time. That's what happens when you don't have all your stuff arranged. But yeah, see how it's a lot smoother now. I'm gonna go ahead and go through here and smooth out some of the bumps. Maybe fix the taper a little bit. So you can see the taper. You got a nice little one right here, but I need it to be that bigger size in the middle. So I might have to cut some of this off, to make it work when I press. But I'm gonna go ahead and work on this bumpy part, and then I'll bring you back when I get that done. All right. Nice little brushy. Flat. Straighten this out a little bit more. Now there's still some lumps and bumps up top. But I'm going to hope when I flatten this out more that they'll go away or not be as bad. Now we're going to go ahead and take this press, we're going to squish it flat on one side, kind of see what we got shape-wise. Alright, now we got a little bit flat. Go ahead and clean up the flat just a little bit of the file. The other side, do the same thing. And kind of clean up around. Set that there. See, right up there towards the top is close. If it wouldn't have been for them big lumps and bumps, we'd be alright. Definitely have some excess, so we're going to go ahead and use this. Cut off. We're going to go ahead and cut her off right about there. always make sure you catch your anvil stand on fire. That is, by the way, a joke. Sadly, guys, I'm running out of time, so I cut that piece off because it was too long. I still got to cut the other end. It's going to be a whole thing, so it's going to be a pain in the butt. Essentially, I'm going to draw that piece out just a little bit more to make it the right shape and cut the other end off. I'll try to show you guys that part. I said it kind of really depends on the timelines that I got. Like if I only have a couple minutes to run out here, do a couple things, and run back, then I won't have time to set up a camera or nothing. But it looks like it's going to work the way I hope it is. Hopefully, we'll see. But that's it for now. Please like, share, subscribe. Hopefully I can get some more content to you. Yeah, if there's anything you want to see done with the press, give me some ideas, because as soon as I bought it, all of a sudden all the ideas went out the window and my garage door just opened. So I will hopefully have some videos out, and I'll see you next time.